under the instructions of the Honorable House of Representatives in section, inviting me to appear before the body on Thursday, November 14th.
Excuse me, please repeat.
I present you sincere compliments and hereby write to acknowledge the receipt of the communication sent to me by your office on November 12, 2024, under the instructions of the Honorable House of Representatives in section, inviting me to appear before the body on Thursday, November 14, 2024 at 10 a.m. in the joint chamber of the legislature. However, I hereby mandate you to inform said body, the Honorable House of Representatives in section, to present said communication to the office of the Speaker, Councillor J. Fonati Kofa, or attend the session in the main chamber on Thursday, November 14, 2024, to permit me to submit myself to investigation. Thanks for your consideration, and I look forward to your cooperation. Best regards, sincerely yours, Edward Pape Flomo Jr., Representative Jason of the Territorial. Mr. Presiding Officer, Mr. Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, of all of the invitation said, this is the only invitation that was acknowledged. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished listen to the reading of the communication. Firstly, few of our colleagues were invited, and my information given by the Deputy and Acting Chief Clerk, it is only one of our colleagues that responded as they read by the Deputy Chief Clerk. Found the 6 of our colleagues did not respond to our invite as it relates to the allegation. Having said that, distinguished colleagues, you listen to the Acting Chief Clerk. What is your way and pleasure of family?
Mr. Deputy Speaker and co-presiding distinguished colleague, having listened to the communication from Honorable Flomo, inform me this body that said communication should be sent to his lawyer, the Speaker. My Speaker is a lawyer. Yeah. To his lawyer, the Speaker. I move that the said communication be received, open for discussion, and that the colleague who are within our midst and are official complainant in the said matter be given the opportunity to explain and present to this body that should be formed in the context of the committee of the whole to listen to said complaint and take a decision. If so, granted.
Distinguished colleagues, before the motion is accepted or rejected, we'd like to lay this premise as a reminder. Plenary took a decision last week, sometime of last week, that we resolved into a committee of the whole to have these allegations against our colleagues being investigated, our colleagues be given due process, appear here to exonerate themselves in keeping with due process. So it is that procedure we try to follow. Remember that we have ourselves resolved into committee of the whole. So we keep our deliberation in that conference. Thank you. Having said that, distinguished colleagues, with the motion made, are you ready to vote?
Ready.
I'm ready.
To the movement, honorable presiding, co-presiding, colleagues, I will be willing to vote if the movement can accept my amendment, not only for the complainant
Information.
to appear
Please allow the amendment to have the information, please.
for the complainant not only to appear before this committee of the whole to constitute the hearing or to fulfill the component of our law called due process, but they should be made to present or display all necessary pieces of evidence to substantiate their claims or complaint into this matter. If the movement can accept said unwillingness, I will be ready to vote.
So accept, although
Do you have project those pieces of evidence today?
Right there.
Are we prepared for that?
Yes.
You get ready.
Already, Honorable Thomas.
Okay, Mr. Presiding, co-presiding, and fellow colleagues, to the movement. I will be ready to vote. The thing is done. I will be ready to vote, understanding the fact that in criminal investigation, crime is not transferable, and it is obvious that someone who is under investigation will refer to his lawyer, but that letter does not explicitly say that Kofa, though representing a lot of institutions, may be a lawyer, but it's not clear, so we can speak to that. So I will be ready to vote that we further communicate to these individuals, allowing them another opportunity to appear before the committee of the whole on Tuesday under our doctrine of due process, 21 of our rules. Thank you.
Now with the publication of the meeting.
to my learned colleague, experience, the chief and Anthony Law Marcus Thomas, and his unreadiness, I think in good faith, I so reject.
With the rejection, distinguished colleagues, are you ready to vote? Ready. All those in favor of the motion say yeah. Against? Okay. We allow committee of the whole, distinguished colleagues, this is a technical issue. We hope our colleagues should pay attention as we go into the deliberation. Please, we give each of our colleagues at least 3 minutes. We'll take the first set of our colleagues, the first part in that sequence, because we all have interest in this matter. Thank you. I'll begin. Information and then
Honorable distinguished Deputy Speaker, co-presiding, distinguished colleagues, my information has some evidences on hand, and I would have preferred that these evidence be displayed on screen, that the body could look at, and then before getting into the deliberation.
yes, I think the chair will accept that information so that you can start the conversation. With your permission, distinguished colleagues, can we do that? Allow the projection prior to discussion. Yes, sir. Are we ready to take the checks?
Alright, folks, if you're just joining us again, my name is Prince. We are in a joint chambers of the House of Representatives. This is a majority block. For the record, this is the second time they have.
How do we do that? Let them put on the board.
We try to. So they're about to launch the investigation into allegation of some of their colleagues, namely Josiah Marvin Cole of Home County District number 3, Frank Safoko of Montserrat County District number 9, and Abu Bana Kamara of Montserrat County District number 15, Sina Nomo of Bapolo County District number 1, and also and among others were accused of attacking physically some of their colleagues. There were official complaint filed against them during the 2 session days ago, and so that investigation is about to commence. So, folks, we are following you. You listen to a communication from one of those accused, Edward Papi Flomo, trying to send an excuse to the body. So great being here. My name is Prince. Excuse. What internal affairs? Yeah? When yeah. So we are waiting the projector to come on. Trying to project pieces of evidence provided in the possession to validate or substantiate the accused. So this is the joint chambers of the legislature, the Liberian legislature. This is the House of Representatives.
Okay, distinguished colleagues, I think while we await our technicians to do the work, we allow our colleagues, especially the competence, I work to this Honorable Valley, at least 3 minutes each, which time will open up for deliberations, and then subsequently we'll have the session to be made. So colleagues, please, Honorable Speaker, with your permission, distinguished colleagues, we allow our colleagues to present. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Ellis Paul, Honorable Melman, take the lead, I don't want to do. 3 minutes each. 3 minutes. How the technicians do the work?
So these are the complainants.
Honorable Presiding, Honorable Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues. I, Honorable Alexander Paul, and few of my colleagues wrote our complaint to this Honorable Plenary, complaining few of our colleagues, namely Honorable Josiah Maviko, Honorable Edward Papi Flomo, Honorable Frank Sai Foko, Honorable Yuji J.M. Colley, Honorable Abu Bana Kamara, Honorable Sonibo Noah, Ellis Noah, and Honorable Sinan Noma for engaging in unorthodox, unrepresentative, dishonorable, and undesirable act against this august body on Tuesday, the 17th of October, when we came to section to do the work of the Liberian people business in the main chamber of the Honorable House of Representatives. These individuals named in here were seen in our presence, in the presence of my colleagues who are complainant along with me, insulting, engaging even in physical fight, where one of my staffers was attacked and even his phone got missing. Honorable Steve Tikwa, one of his staffers got stabbed on his side by those hooligans, those thugs that they brought to attack us. And those guys were brought in this building by Maviko especially, and were attacked. They did not even remain there. They followed us here in the joint chamber, vandalized the place, insulted us. Honorable Papi Flomo was seen insulting, which act is in breach of Rule 42.2 of our rules, which states, and I read, no member shall insult, abuse, or harass other persons within the confines of the House or cause disturbance to the activities of the House. And so these guys were found breaching our rules and excuse me, and desecrating the sanctity of this sacred chamber. And so I hereby bring their complaint, which we have pictorial evidence and video evidence, material evidence to prove their actions, which brought public disrepute to this august body. So I so submit and provide the opportunity to my other colleagues that may add if I may forget any. Thank you very much, distinguished Honorable Presiding and distinguished colleagues. I rest my case.
Information. What's the point of information?
Presiding distinguished colleague, I will ask that and inform the body that the name read in our colleague explanation can be called by the sergeant at the door as to whether or not either of those parties are not around to give notice.
Colleague, I think it's implied, having heard from the acting chief clerk and the deputy chief clerk, that they did not respond to your communications. It's implied that they are not here. So I think we should proceed. Go ahead, Honorable Steve.
Honorable Presiding, Honorable Co-Presiding, my distinguished colleagues, when the people of the Electoral District 2 Riverside County,
Please hold on.
Mr. Presiding, Mr. Co-Presiding, colleagues, Mr. Presiding, Rule 48 of the standing rule of this House call for due process and procedures. I will want to reiterate what the honorable gentleman from Bloc County District Number 7 just said. It's possible that our body refused to receive the communication sent them, but again, they might have received it through other means, either through our chat room, or they could be watching the live video that is currently carrying what is going on here. So I will advise when the sergeant at arms is not paying, is not going anywhere, then at the various entrances to this secret chamber to see or verify whether our police are within the corridor of this area wanting to come to respond to the
If it is the popular view of the Bloc of police inspection, so shall it be. Sergeant at arms, please make sure you call the name of our colleagues from the various entrances. Call the name to see whether they are around. Additional information while the sergeant at arms carry on his work. Please call the names of those colleagues that were invited.
Honorable Presiding, Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues, I appreciate what my colleague said, but I think that should be done after the complainants have presented their case, and then they can call upon whether the guys have to answer to that.
The presiding, Sergeant, please call the name of those colleagues, the names of all of our colleagues that were invited. Check the various entrances. Let's see. You have to come to chambers and have it pronounced. Yeah, we normally do the roll call.
So the sergeant arms will now go to cry the names. Cry me, you're gonna shout and call who is present or not.
Honorable J. Marvin Cole. Honorable J. Marvin Cole. Honorable J. Marvin Cole. Honorable Elwa Papi Flomo. Honorable Elwa Papi Flomo. Honorable Frank Sarfogel Jr. Honorable Frank
Bernard Fogo Jr., Honorable Ellis Sonnyboy Noah, Honorable Ellis Sonnyboy Noah, Honorable Eugene J.M. Colley, Honorable Eugene J.M. Colley, Honorable Abu Bana Kamara, Honorable Abu Bana Kamara, Honorable Sina A. Noma, Honorable Sina A. Noma, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Co-Presiding Officer, and my distinguished Honorable ladies and gentlemen of the Honorable House of Representatives, all those honorable members' names are not in chamber present. Thank you very much.
All right, so they will have it. You saw the sergeant arms there.
Report for the sergeant arms. We now proceed with our deliberations. So we write to our colleagues, the complainants, to proceed. Thank you.
Honorable Presiding, Honorable Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues, when I got inducted, the chief clerk gave me an envelope that has bills that were already passed by the 54th National Legislature and the rules of the House of Representatives. Rules were given to me that will guide me as a lawmaker to serve my country, my people. In that rules, I saw Rule 42.2 that reads, no member shall insult, abuse, or harass other persons within the confines of the House or cause disturbances to the activities of the House. As a son to my father growing up, I learned to be obedient and I was trained. And that training made me the Steve Tikwa I am today. The people of the Electoral District 2, Riverside County, saw that commitment in me and elected me to come and represent them. Since I got inducted, I've never violated any of the rules of the 55th National Legislature. On October 17, on that fateful Tuesday, I was so disappointed to see my fellow colleagues, Honorable Dumba, Honorable Melvin Cole, Honorable Alex Noah, Honorable Colley, and the list goes on. To behave the way they behaved on that day, instructing me. My people elected me to come and represent them. That's why in this country we have 73 districts, and I represent my district. He was elected by his district. If he doesn't want to do the work of their districts, you cannot hinder me from doing the work of my district. And so I was instructed, I was denied to enter the chamber in which I was inducted. These fellow colleagues of mine, our presiding fellow colleagues, send their talks to deny me from serving my people. And later on, when the information went to other colleagues and the disturbances were how we decided to continue doing the Liberian people's work. And so we came to the joint chamber to conduct the Liberian people's business. And again, these same colleagues of mine came after us and they started attacking. In that attack, J. Marvin Cole, Honorable Flomo, Edward Papi Flomo, with my 2 eyes that God gave me, saw them coming to attack me. And when I started to retreat, they told their thugs to double up. And with God above. And I also want to thank God for the national government who provided the means of me having security. And my security came to rescue me. In rescuing me, the object that they brought to attack me was used on my security. A sharp instrument was used to pierce the side of my officer, my security. His phone was also taken away, and there were other colleagues, friends that were here, and other citizens that took some pictures, and they have even asked to be able to give the pictures. We are talking to some of them, and they are saying they don't want to melt in the affairs of my colleagues, but we are begging them for the sake of the record to provide the pictorials so that we can also show to the world the kind of brutal attack that we went through. With that being said, I submit and subject myself to the investigation for further questions, if so be.
Nice.
So that was the force of state.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, who presiding, distinguished colleagues. On that fateful day, on Tuesday, the 17th of October, was my first time to see one that is being called a lawmaker to go in the office of the Deputy Speaker, 3 to 4 men, to insult him, insult his parents, his mother. When I have gone into my bathroom to attend nature before coming for session, I had to go in and saw a lot of police. It was very much surprising. My people pointing his hand at the Deputy Speaker, and he wants to beat him. I walked away and said, well, this is my first time to see a lawmaker that was duly elected by his people to come to Monrovia and do the work of the district. To be the one to tell like this morning, something is wrong somewhere. I left. The Deputy Speaker started walking after me. We all came. I came ahead in session. But before getting to session, the rat I was being thrown outside there. Was that an easy thing? Then I will walk into this building that all of us are standing today quietly. It was not an easy, fateful day that morning. I saw Marvin Cole, Zena Norma, who were the head of the group with Fogo. They first came to see what was happening. When we sat there for some time, we saw the police from maybe CDC in group 6 to 7 person walking in to our session. That was a great day and a time to remember that the fallen hero has won finally. So we started clapping for our colleagues. Within a second, they went by for reinforcement. To our honest surprise, I saw them pushing people over us as members of the legislature, and we all went together because of our grievances that we have expressed. 6 of them, Era Papi Flomo, Ernest Onibon Noah, Honorable Zena Norma,
or Abu Kamara or Josiah Mabi call the hair. Friends I go the second hair and usually call it moving on us to distract our session and even decide to beat on us that very morning. So ladies and gentlemen, up there who's standing, our colleagues, I think you were all here at fateful day when this one went on. It's just a matter of explanation when you go to the judiciary. This is why we are speaking this thing today about our colleagues so that we can take note of it. But what happened on that day is something that all of us are aware of it, ladies and gentlemen. That gospel, I would like to sit here and do it about people business. So we just tell God, thank you for what went on. I mean, we all know what went on exactly. So there way I stole my explanation. Thank you.
So distinguished colleagues, you listen to the presentation from our colleagues, members of the House of Representatives. You respond to the presentation from our distinguished colleagues. In this case, they are the complainant. So the floor is now open. We take the first 5 and we say 3 minutes each. Honorable Avaston to begin with.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding, Mr. Co-Presiding colleagues. Mr. Presiding, let me say thanks to the 3 gentlemen, one from River S, one from River G, and one from Nema County for bringing before this honorable body complaint against some of our colleagues. But Mr. President, I would want to ask our colleagues a few questions. It is true that some of us were here, we observed what went on, but again, we are not omnipresent. We cannot be all over at the same time. My first question to the honorable gentleman go to the honorable gentleman from Roses. I listened to you. You said when you came to this house on your first day, the chief clerk met you and gave you an envelope. And that envelope contained bills that were passed by the 54th legislature and also the rule of the 54th legislature. My question to you, did the chief clerk also give you a copy of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia that you sought to uphold and defend? That's one. My second question goes to the honorable gentleman from Nema County. Are you aware of Article 44 of the Liberian Constitution that says that you cannot be prevented from going to work or coming from work? Are you saying that the honorable gentleman named in your explanation prevented you from coming to work? The reason I'm stressing these points is because the Constitution is the organic law of this land. It even supersedes our rule. So are you saying that the gentleman in question prevented you from going to section? And lastly, where were you gathered that day? Were you headed to the main chambers, or were you headed to the joint chambers? If you were headed to all of those chambers, are those the regular places prescribed under the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia for you to assemble And if yes, I'm preserving. Are there any physical evidence? Like I said, some of us were around that day. So I also made my way to the joint chambers that day. Are there any physical evidence within this joint chamber now that can prove that you were prevented, or if not prevented, but you were locked up? And if you were locked up, under who instruction?
Well, with the question directly asked to me, yes, when I got at Capitol Building and presented my certificate to the chief clerk, I was given that brown parcel, and to name everything in that brown parcel, the bills that were passed by the